Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with my good friends Keith and Clayton. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope you all had a great Sunday. I had a good one. My dog, you can see him right there. He's doing well. No issues. So yay.
Good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, yeah. So we're happy about that. Keith, how are you today? Did you have a good day? And what's on your wrist?
I am good. Lazy day watching football mainly.
Nice.
And my wrist, because of one of the videos we're talking about, is my Grand Seiko
Nice.
SBGN 003.
Oh,
Oh,
I just
sorry, I
missed it.
missed it.
Cool.
Oh, looks so good.
Yeah. Oh, you're stuck. Oh, there you're back. Cool.
Yeah,
Clayton, how are
internet
you?
issues. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully not many, but how are you, Clayton? Did you
I'm
have a good
I'm
day?
I'm doing well. Yeah. My mom was supposed to. I'm on vacation this coming week. My mom was supposed to fly in from Michigan today. Unfortunately, caught the caught the caught the thing, and she's not
Uh,
coming. So,
Mm,
I almost
um,
didn't want to ask if it was
yeah,
a thing. But
she's okay. I talked to her
yeah,
today. She's just bummed. We don't get to
yeah,
see each other super often, so yeah, and I knew probably yesterday that she probably wasn't going to come. It's my birthday this week, and I was thinking all kinds of rationalizations to buy a watch.
yeah.
So I did. I bought a Cartier Santos
Yes.
100.
Oh, look at that thing. I I nearly. I mean, I saw the picture and I was like, "Oh, cool." Clayton tried out a Santos, um, and I saw it outside, and I was like, "Huh." I guess they let him take it out.
Yeah.
And, and then I found out you bought it. I was like, Clayton got a two-tone Santos.
Yeah, so it's so weird. I tried on a bunch of watches. I wasn't sure what I was going to get. I was looking at just like getting a Seiko Willard or I don't know,
Yeah,
bunch of just wanted to get something and I sent up a bunch of pictures and everyone was like, "Wow, that Santos looks really great on your wrist." I was like, "You know what? It
yeah,
does and I really like it."
yeah,
Um and eh, it's just not something I'd ever thought I'd like, but the importance of trying them on. And so my
yeah,
friends and I are doing, a few of us are doing, I mentioned on the podcast, a little competition for watches this year. So this takes care of a good part of my watch budget I had saved up too. So
yeah,
no danger of really buying anything else. I'll figure out a way. But
yeah,
I've bought a watch now, I think, except for one. So we're all weak. We're all gonna fail. So
yeah.
well,
That's
yeah,
right.
with that attitude.
You're set yourself up, Bill.
I have a real can don't attitude. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, that's great. It's also like some people say it's the first sports watch, so
Yeah,
you can't let go of it.
I was drawn to how it is sporty and it's so substantial. It's just
Yeah.
it's a tank, pardon the built like a tank. It really is. It's I went hiking. I took my dogs out in the woods in it today. It's like I feel
Yeah.
like I can do anything in this, and I've never really gotten that out of a dress piece before. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah. No, it looks great. Congrats,
Thank you.
man. That's
Thanks.
excellent. All right, so just gonna jump in the chat. No, I'll do a wristwatch check, or I'm gonna say hi to people twice. So, uh, on me is the Grand Seiko Winter, the SPGA 415.
One of my faves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Uh,
strap that changed colors, right?
no, this is
Oh,
not that
that's
one.
a different one. Okay.
No, this
Yeah.
is a blue calfskin with a
Okay.
stamped texture, pebble texture. Yeah, very similar to the goat stank strap, but this one was calfskin. So, um, so just saying hi to everyone in the chat tonight. We've got Torin, who's first. Welcome to Pen Soup. On my wrist today is the
Uh,
Visconti. No, good to see you guys. Chaz, how are you doing? Um, Chaz was one of the guys who really wanted me to get a Visconti, so it happened. It happened. Bill, how's it going? We got Peter. Good to see you, sir. And Wolfie, how's it going, sir? Hope he's not gonna babble on with a new grade. I already started. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. I'm behaving, guys. I'm behaving. Um, Our friendly neighborhood Keith is here. Good to see you, Keith.
Hey guys.
I'm sure that's getting old. I'm sorry, Keith. Easy Clayton, how's it going? Justin, good to see you. We've got Jared, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you as well. Bruno, how's it going, sir? Good to see you as well. We got Nilo, we got Chris Ward, Underachieving Watch Collector. Hey, Bobby Legs is here too. Good to see you, sir. Let us know what's on your wrist. Meznine. Now I'm sure it's Meznine now, because on Instagram there's a Mez and then there's an underscore and a 9. So it's not mezzanine. I'm sticking to Meznine. Good to see you, sir. Pale Horse, how's it going? Justin, good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Jared, enjoying the Santos. It
Thank you.
is gorgeous. Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, Ken Spears here as well. Birthday really is the best time to get a watch for yourself.
Yeah.
Because we make all these rationalizations, right? Birth of a new child, and if you kind of cut it out and say it's for me, then the birthday is the day.
It was a little like retail therapy. I was feeling sorry for myself, so I was like, oh, I know it'll cheer me up.
Yeah, that's true. Justin, good to see you. Bimetal. Yeah, two-tone is the one to get, man. It's the one I like the best, at least.
And it's already it's pre-owned, so it's already kind of scratched. I think
Yeah.
I'd possibly be a little afraid to wear it if I bought it brand new because it's so shiny. But I'm
Shiny,
glad
yeah.
I just dug right in, so no worries.
Yeah.
Whenever I
that's
see Clayton out taking pictures at an AD, I'm like, oh, Clayton bought a watch. It's usually not, oh, I just tried some on and left. Nope. I knew something was coming.
Yeah. I almost did leave, and then I decided to go with this.
Wow.
They were very busy yesterday.
Yeah.
So I probably could have just slipped away and escaped.
Like with the watch?
No. Just without buying anything.
I'm just messing with you. KR Joy, how's it going? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Steve's here as well. Good to see you, Steve. Cowboy YQG, how's it going?
Thank you.
Danny Castine, how's it going, sir? Good to see you. He actually recommended we look at the Paul Thorpe video, so because I was gonna let it slide until next week, but then when he mentioned it, I was like, oh, well, give it a look see, and I was quite yeah. Oh, we'll talk about that later. All right, guys, I think I caught everyone. Jared's wearing the Stova Flieger. Jay's here. How's it going, Jay? Chris Ward is wearing the SNR 043. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a really nice one. Good choice, man.
Titanium.
Yes.
That one. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is LX. So yeah.
Yep.
Time Hill or Steve is wearing the Datejust. Torrance said the real reason Sanji wants 5 children is 5 new watches. Yeah, there you go. Mark the occasion with 5. They'll all be G-Shocks. All right. Dennis, good to see you. And he's wearing the Tissot ballad with the silver dial. Cool. Cowboy QG is wearing the S&P 300. Very nice. Blue wave dial. I think that's the nicest one. Other than the Necton. Of the standard ones, I think the blue is probably my favorite. Pale Horse is wearing the cool SPB 159. I think that's the Alpinist. Very nice. The baby Alpinist, I think some people say. Oh, and Underachieving Watch Collectors here. Royal Kontiki GMT. Cool. Alrighty, guys. So let's just skip right over our review section. Maybe get this one out of the way because I am bubbling. I'm bubbling, wanting to talk about this. Okay, we're just gonna talk about it. Let me get my lawyer's notebook here. I'm not impressed with Mr. Paul Thorpe. Let me first say though that I respect Paul Thorpe. I do. I think he's a stand-up guy, and I do really enjoy his videos. I haven't been watching as many recently, but because it's a lot of. I have a bit of Rolex fatigue. I I used to watch him a lot, even though I was never really interested in Rolex, just to hear his stories. I really enjoy. He's a great storyteller. Uh, but this one, I don't, and a lot of what I'm gonna say probably is gonna get dismissed because I am a Grand Seiko fan. I wouldn't call myself a Grand Seiko fanboy because I'm willing to talk about the negatives of Grand Seiko, and if they, I'll call Grand Seiko out quite frequently, but yeah, let's get into it. It was Paul Thorpe's video on a Watchfinder video. So Watchfinder did a video, 5 reasons why Grand Seiko is better than Rolex. Uh, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That never really caught my eye. I can see how it can be a little controversial or a little antagonistic towards some people. But in my mind, it's just, there are 5 reasons why Grand Seiko is better. Maybe there's 20 reasons why Rolex is better than Grand Seiko, right? So it doesn't say anything like about the brand or the watches, really. It's just 5 reasons something's good. So yeah, I didn't really think much of this video. I should also say that I usually don't watch these videos. I listen to these videos. And yeah, it just went right through my ears. I thought about it, I enjoyed it, and I forgot about it. And Paul Thorpe puts out a video about this video, and he was really though I'm going to use the word again, antagonistic. He was using like ad hominem attacks. So really, really strange. Kind of like it was personal. Like
accents,
yeah,
insulting his Cambridge. What did he say? His Cambridge affect or whatever it was.
yeah,
Something like
he
that.
mentioned that twice.
Yeah.
So he talked about how these are misinformation videos hiding behind fluffy and beautiful videography and posh accents. And Paul Thorpe has a bit of an accent. I'm not sure what kind of accent it is. I always thought it was a charming accent, but I've heard some people say that it's not a desirable accent. I don't even
I thought
know.
it was like a working class Cockney type of. That's how I always
Okay.
thought his accent was like, sort of, maybe not Cockney, but almost like a working class sort of accent.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it reminded me of an English accent.
Okay, yeah, and we got some guys
Yeah.
in the chat saying
Yeah.
Cockney accent.
Yep.
I don't know why that matters. I don't know why a Cambridge accent matters, because he mentioned the Cambridge accent again. Maybe he's got a hard time in the comments about his accent. Who knows? Yeah, I know there's a bit of division. I've heard of division in like British social classes because of accents. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but I've heard stuff about like that.
I took a linguistics course in college and learned, about this is a whole tangent, but we do infer things about people just through their accents, intelligence. None of it's true, but it's kind of human nature to do it sometimes. You just have to see through it. So you should be able to move on from that real quick, but a lot of times we don't, right? We hear a certain accent and we assume something about somebody, which may not be true. Definitely isn't probably true most of the time, but it's natural sometimes to. Anyway, I think that it was odd what you're saying.
Yeah. Wolfie mentions why is better than Rolex. Such and such a brand is better than Rolex. It's a guarantee that I'm unsubscribing from them. I totally get that. I wasn't even going to talk about the Watchfinder video because it's such a clickbaity title, and we've heard it from them so many times. It was the same video again. I feel like they've said these things many times before, and the Watchfinder video thoroughly left me unimpressed. We weren't even going to chat about it. But yeah, when this video came out, okay, so just to kind of get over my rambling here, he talked about that. He claimed that it was inaccurate and false information, and then this, I think, was the kicker. He said, how can he, not verbatim, but how can my videos crash and videos like this take off? And I think this was the aha moment. Toward the end, he mentioned it again, and I was like, well, it kind of seems personal, right? This video, it was like a personal attack on this Watchfinder guy, and he is a guy we know a bit more about him now. He owns a couple of Grand, I think one Grand Seiko, and a Tudor. So we know his collection. We know him. We've seen his face, and he's more personal now. Like this guy, and Paul Thorpe is kind of attacking the guy, which is what really bugged me. Like he's better than that, you know? And the guy claims he has full autonomy over the videos. I kind of suspect that. I'm kind of suspicious as a person, but I kind of suspect that he has full autonomy, especially when he was pushing like the Oris Atelier watch about what a great value it is. And you know, I was just maybe not full autonomy, but it feels like he has quite a bit of autonomy.
It feels like that way, yeah.
Yeah, on his videos. And recently they've been putting like podcast style videos out too.
Yeah.
Which feels like, you know, something someone has more control over would do. But again, I'm rambling again. So going through his argument against this video, he mentioned that the title of the video is so preposterous, right? The 5 reasons why Grand Seiko is better than Rolex. That's such a preposterous idea.
Dangerous, he said, even dangerous.
Yeah. That it should have been our first clue to look away, right? How could anyone ever fathom that there would be any aspects better, like Grand Seiko could have anything better than Rolex? No, that's what Paris thought. That's so preposterous that you shouldn't have even watched this video. I took a little bit of offense to that. So, I mean, there are aspects that Grand Seiko is better than Rolex. I'll concede Rolex is probably the better brand. It's definitely the better brand. It's definitely arguably a better watch. I'm not quite convinced there, but they have the better bracelets. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. We're not going to get into that. But he was like, that was the first clue. He says, the brand, he talked about how the guy said the brand is the reason why you should buy a Seiko, in the Watchfinder video, right? But Paul Thorpe took that out of context. He took that totally out of context. He was saying, the guy in the video, the talking hands guy from Watchfinder, was saying Rolex's brand is so great that you should go with Seiko, right? Because he was calling Rolex's brand a religion, and he was all tongue-in-cheek saying about how we go on a pilgrimage to wait lists across, or I mean to ADs across the country to get put on this mythical wait list. And he's joking. He's joking.
Paul didn't get it. Paul didn't get the joke.
Yeah. And you know, he was saying that the brand is so much better than Seiko's. He also says that he kind of poked a jab at when the guy said, don't get me wrong, Rolex makes great watches, and there was that Titanic comment, you know. And then he says about the quality, when the talking hands guy from Watchfinder said Grand Seiko's design just pushes Rolex hard on quality, and it doesn't just push Rolex on quality, it just humiliates Rolex on quality. A bit of an overstatement, I concede, but not out of line. As again, might be dismissed coming from a guy who loves Grand Seiko, but yeah, I don't see what the problem is. And he was showing pictures of, you know, a couple of specks of dust on the dial, and I've seen Rolexes far worse.
Oh God, yes.
And I guess I'm rambling on too much, so I'm not going to get to the rest of my notes because I want to hear what you guys think. But the video came off as, this is such a ridiculous idea that Seiko could make a better watch, or have a watch that has a couple of aspects that are better than Rolex's. You know, 5 aspects that Seiko might be better at Rolex still means Rolex has the better bracelet. I mean, Seiko has the better dial. Okay, Rolex has a better bracelet. One reason why Rolex is better, one reason why Grand Seiko is better. It doesn't kill Rolex. It's not, you know. And in the end, he was saying, guys, I'm not saying Grand Seiko is bad. And I was thinking, you like the insinuation of this video is that Grand Seiko is trash. And yeah, I took that a bit to heart. I was more offended, you know, that he was attacking this guy, you know. And you know, it's okay to question whether they have there's a conflict of interest. There is a conflict of interest, and it's good to address that and talk about it. But the ad hominem attacks, like this, look at this guy with this posh Cambridge accent and videography.
Yeah.
Why are my videos tanking when his videos are taking off? My videos are better and Grand Seiko sucks. That's what I got from this video. It was really salty and I was really upset. I was really disappointed. I mean, Paul Thorpe is a wise man who I look up to, and when I saw this, I was just like, man, this is really upsetting. But yeah, sorry guys for going on so long about it. But what do you think?
Go for it, Clayton.
So Paul comes at it. He's a former retired dealer, so resale value, I think, is his number one criteria, which determines if it's a good watch or not, right? He made an Omega video, was it last week or the week before, basically saying, you want me to talk more about Omega? Here's 5 I like, but I'll never buy them because they tank in value. Right. So that's his number one criteria. And to him, Grand Seiko, and Rolex. So I think that's his sole determining factor at the end of the day. And you can't blame him. That's what he did. But yeah, I had a lot of problems with the video as well. It wasn't a good look. He just sounds bitter that his videos don't get as many views as he thinks they should, I think. That's what it really came off on. Yeah, personally attacking the guy's accent, when I'm sure it's happened to him before, it's like, I don't know. I watched it and I was like, then I looked at the comments and people called him out on that kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Some agreed with him, some thought he was a little off base. Then Rolex, and then there was Rolex versus Omega in the comments, Rolex versus Grand Seiko. It is all a bit tiresome.
Yeah, it really is.
Really. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I don't collect watches that way. That's this video and that Omega video just made me realize, man, I'm glad I just wear what I like and don't collect like that. But hey, to each their own.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Keith?
Yeah, my internet's been weird, so hopefully I don't cut out. But I actually just looked at the views on the Watchfinder. It's already at 103,000, so I guess it's working.
It's a clickbait video, so
yeah.
And I actually hear a lot of people say how much they dislike clickbait titles and thumbnails, and I don't care if titles and thumbnails are clickbaity. Like, for example, and I think I mentioned this before, one of the YouTubers I watch, not a watch YouTuber, but he's like personal finance and investing, is Graham Stephan, and his titles and thumbnails are the most clickbaity titles and thumbnails you will ever see, but the content is really good. It's not clickbaity. He has sound advice on there. So if that's what people need to do to get people to watch, I don't have a problem with it. I think Watchfinder is borderline clickbaity content as well. And that's where it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't maybe feel the same way as Paul Thorpe, but I think of the Black Bay 58, 5 things that I don't like, or 5 weaknesses of the Black Bay 58 that Watchfinder did. And it was like the smallest little nitpicky things you could ever find for a watch. So that's my only thing is, who cares if the title and the is clickbaity if the content is not. But I could kind of see it's tongue in cheek, but for a lot of this video, I made the mistake of watching the Paul Thorpe video before I watched the Watchfinder video, and I was trying to watch the Watchfinder video before we started. But
right,
yeah, that's my only thing when it comes to clickbait.
Yeah, and the other thing was at the end, he said you could take the misfortune, you could take advantage of someone else's misfortune and buy
misery,
misery, yes, buy it at a steep discount. And I was giggling at that. And Paul took it personally. It was misfortune, like taking advantage of misfortune. What? Come on.
I felt like he was insulting the intelligence of his watch people. It was like people can, I think you're the only one who didn't see through this, Paul. But oh well.
Yeah. Well, got that off my chest. I feel a lot better.
Good.
I was so sad. I was just moping around here. I was talking to my wife, and I was like, "Ah, you know the British guy that I like? He did a bad video." It was funny because the videos. I was hanging out with the kids. My wife went out to go get some odds and ends, and she came in. She drove in, and where I was sitting was really close to the car, or close to the driveway, and my phone connected to the car, and it started playing that video in in
Oh,
there, like
yeah.
blaring, and she was like, "Oh man, you know that British guy? He started talking to me in the car when I pulled in." That's funny. But Jay says, "Don't mess with Paul. He's the toughest guy in watches." Danny says, also showed some questionable pictures that were supposed to show poor quality GS that looked like used watches. They were. I don't know what he was trying to do with those pictures, but I was thinking, yeah, there's a speck of dust, but look around it. It looks
Yeah.
incredible. And it was yeah, I was kind of, trying to show the bad side of things, like super zoomed in so you don't see the rest of the speck of dust, but just the speck of dust and a couple of lines.
Now, were those the pictures from Watchfinder video?
I'm
That
pretty
just
sure
he's
they were.
super macro. He really went in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
Okay.
were. Yeah. You would not notice that. You probably wouldn't notice those with a loop even. You'd have to go super macro, like microscope level.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me just, rationalizing Grand Seiko here. Tennessee Mike, good to see you, sir.
Oh,
Hope you're doing
speaking of
well.
birthdays, it's his birthday today.
Oh, hey, happy
Mike.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Welcome, Tennessee Mike.
I see he's putting out videos again. Nice
Oh,
to
really?
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm subscribed, but gets lost in the jungle of videos that comes my way. So, sorry, Mike. I'll have to go check them out. I gotta be careful here. Don't hate on my people, Paul. Vapes and WRX go hand in hand. Paul, don't joke. All business, baby. It's good. Hey, Paul's here as well. I mean, the other Paul. Good to see you, Paul.
Paul did mention us once.
He did.
Yeah.
He's also mentioned. He's also commented on Bobby Legs's when Bobby Legs we hosted Watch Soup on Bobby Legs's channel. He commented on it. So when we spoke about him, so he'll likely see this. Sorry, Paul. Just comes from a place of care. The disappointment comes from a place of care. Bobby, good to see you, and Sam's here as well. Good to see you guys. Colin says YouTube is full of clickbait. Good to see you, Colin, by the way. Very tiresome. It is. I think to your point, Keith, I don't mind clickbait. I think the bait and switch is what hurts more. Like you expect to get something one video, but then you get something else. More often than not, you're not pleasantly surprised. You're disappointed in what you end up getting. I think if you're pleasantly surprised, the clickbait is probably worth it. But I don't know.
Ideally, there'd be much less clickbait, even though it doesn't bother me as much as other people. I'd like less of it still. Just tell me what you're going to talk about. It's okay.
Yeah. Paul says is it like matter and antimatter? I'm not a botanist. So if GS sees or touches a Rolex like the universe and our flat earth just goes kaput or what? Are you on something, Paul? That's a good one though. Danny says even suggested that he had a lot of GS to sell, and that's why he made the video.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. Grand Seikos are not as tanking in value as a lot of people suggest. Some do, but that doesn't matter. Who cares? if you like it, and you're okay with, keeping it, enjoy it. Bobby Leg says Paul PT is a crybaby. Okay. no punches held there.
No.
Followed by
God.
with the Grand Seiko Rolex combination. All right. Justin says, "Yeah, there's a lot." Like Paul's always being like the next Chuck Norris. Paul's from the mean streets. Don't see guys getting mugged and stabbed for GS. He should tell you something. No one gets robbed wearing a GS. That's why Paul hates. Sorry, guys. He also did a follow-up crap talking his viewers. He got some blowback and didn't like it. Huh. Peter says, I'm glad I didn't watch it. Yeah. Colin says, I can't think of anything to write within my character limit without offended people about GS versus Rolex. Both good watches, just different. Some people are small-minded. Yeah. I'll concede that Rolex makes a better product. I just like Grand Seiko better. Chaz says Alcantara is great than all other watches. And Bobby Leg says the new John Mayer G-Shock collab is a heck of a watch. Yeah. And Colin says that's what I think. IWC can be better than both Grand Seiko and Rolex. I disagree, but okay. Okay, so let's. I don't know, man. There's a lot of comments I'm missing here, guys. I'm really sorry about that. Let's see. Wait, Craig's here as well. Good to see you, Craig. I'm gonna jump down because we're getting a little stuck in the comments. I'm sorry, guys. If there's something you want us to see, just if you could retype it, that'd be great. Easy Clayton says, okay with keeping it, says Sanjay, who has flipped how many GSs? No comment. No comment. I haven't lost money, so except that whole Railmaster thing, but yeah. Okay, moving on. Keith, do you want to introduce this one?
Sure. Well, we talked last week about we watched one of Jeff McMahon's videos. It was
organic.
Oh
watch.
yeah, organic. Getting your like exit watch, or what he called the Freedom Watch, and he was predicting that maybe possibly the SPB 143 could be possibly his Freedom Watch, and so he received it this week and made a video about it. And the video is why you shouldn't buy the SPB 143. Definitely should not. Okay, definitely should not buy. And basically, he just went over a bunch of reasons of how, it's the opposite. It's because of a bunch of good reasons. And I'm going to go over the reasons really quick because I wrote them down.
Yeah.
They're too photogenic. It's too photogenic. Perfect dimensions. It's too comfortable. You forget you're wearing it. Too versatile. You could stare at it all day, which it'll distract you with that gorgeous gray dial. The lume's too bright. It's going to wake you up at 3 a.m. The bracelet's too good, so you're not going to upgrade it. He's not going to go to, I think he usually gets strap code bracelets, but he's not going to do it with this one because the bracelet's too good. And finally, it's too perfect, so you can't whine and complain, which is what you really want to do when you have watches.
Yeah. That's funny because he was whining and complaining here.
Yeah. So he had to come up with a reason to whine and complain so he could continue his streak of complaints.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious. So, he went over a list of reasons of why he thinks it's a good watch. He is in his honeymoon with the watch. I'm curious to see over the long run how it's going to go. But it's good to see that he's enjoying it so far. He doesn't seem to think that it's too small, which was his biggest worry about it. But I just thought it was a funny video. I'm not going to pull a Paul Thorpe and explain why these are good reasons, not bad. I get the joke of this video.
Yeah,
what were
This is
your
a
thoughts?
dangerous video for Jeff to make.
Yeah. What were your thoughts, Clayton?
Yeah, I actually I DM'd him this week, just say congrats, nice watch, and he likes the size, but he said it's inevitable. He's in the honeymoon now, but it's inevitable that he will he has the sickness, so he'll be on to the next one soon enough. So, but he seems to really enjoy it and like the size, and he's posting a lot of pictures of it on Instagram.
Yeah, I messaged him too. I didn't know he was on Instagram, so when you showed me his account, I went and messaged him too, and yeah, he's really enjoying it.
Yeah.
he said he was too perfect, and then the video came out. So, I this was a bit of a roller coaster video because some of his complaints or his tongue-in-cheek complaints were legitimate complaints for me. Like when he said, "Do you really want to be driving the Honda Civic?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to drive a Honda Civic." It's funny because I drive a Prius some days. So, oh boy, yeah. It was a bit of a roller coaster because when he was saying it's too photogenic, it's like the Honda Civic of watches. I was like, yeah, okay, that maybe this is a bad reason to own this watch. I'll be like one of the crowd, get lost in the crowd. But then the rest of the video continued, and I was so confused. Is this a good video? Is he joking or is he serious? And at the end, when he when it got toward the end, it got more and more ridiculous, and I finally was like, okay, this is just he's just messing with us. But man, it was a bit of a roller coaster for me. I'm just glancing through the reasons here, but yeah.
Perfection is the mother of boredom.
Yeah. Yeah. And I kind of get that.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah,
I thought he seemed happier than he has in a while. I actually, I was like, wow, this is like kind of content, Jeff McMahon.
Yeah, like the jokey video itself is kind of different, right? You don't. It's not angsty and worrying. He's kind of joking around with us, which is a sign that he's found the one. The Freedom Watch, and Jay says, "Lord help you if your Freedom Watch is a Seiko."
Now, is he new to Instagram, or am I just new to his account? Because I feel like I'm seeing a bunch of his stuff, and I never did before. So I must just be new to a new follower as well.
I think it is newer.
Okay.
I don't know. I stumbled upon it recently
too. I'm seeing kettlebell workout pictures and the 143, and I was like, I don't remember seeing these a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
He posted a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
It was kind of flooding my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
His collecting is so interesting because he basically buys various Seikos with mostly gray or black dials, sometimes blue, and that's what he sticks with. This 62 Moss, Willard, MM200, MM300. He'll just cycle through them all, and he seems to really focus on the fit and the case, and less about the dial, at least the dial color maybe. But it's just interesting to see the way he sticks with Seiko and Citizen.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just gonna say that if someone who's never owned a Seiko, unlike Just One More Watch, where he says he's not going to buy a Seiko over $1,000, I think the Seikos that are just over $1,000 are the sweet spot. Those 62 Mas and the MM200 and the Willard and stuff like that. Like that's where I gravitate towards when I look at Seikos.
Yeah. Don't be like that jerk on YouTube who gravitates toward like the 5K Seikos.
Yeah.
That guy's just crazy.
That's insufferable.
Yeah. What is?
I think I know another guy who's that too. What an idiot!
Yeah, man. Some podcast guy.
When you got Sam in the chat, same with him. Oh boy,
Yeah.
who are all
Oh
these
man.
people?
Another YouTube. It's spreading. The 5K Seiko Club is spreading. Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun video. I was laughing. I was laughing.
Yeah.
And it's good to see Jeff happy.
He stopped eating sandwiches, so his wrist size has gone down a little bit, so it's fitting better. He said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see
let's
what it's
jump-
like in a week.
Yeah. Jumping into the chat here. We've got Lord Lofi here. Good to see you, sir. It's been I don't know if it's been a while, but I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. But good to see you. Let's see. Danny Castine saying he liked Jeff's tongue-in-cheek take on it. Peter C also said his video was a bit silly. Justin said Jeff catfished with the title of the video, talking about clickbait. Yeah. I was thinking, oh no, yeah. When we saw the title on, was it Monday morning? I was thinking, oh no, or Tuesday morning. I was thinking, oh no, it didn't go well, did it? But it looks like it's going really well. Let's see. Justin also saying McMahon saga next week on Watch Soup. There'll be an issue with the SPB 143. Yeah, you never know. Ajay says he doesn't really care for the SPB 143 key style. Prefer the SNR Sumo Marine Master key style. More original to Seiko. I agree. I appreciate the SPB 143 key style, like the 62 mass reinterpretation, but I think the heart of Seiko is in the Marine Master style cases with the really aggressive lugs or aggressively polished lugs, where the finishing, is some would say unparalleled. I think that's
I don't know who would say that.
Sorry?
I don't know who would say that.
Yeah, some guy.
Although I bought a $5,000 Seiko that's completely brushed, so I don't even have the polishing to fall back on. So
right, you had that the 62 mass case, so
yeah,
yeah,
no polishing. Case back is beautifully polished.
Yeah. Colin says he's flirting with the idea of having an all Breguet collection. Wow. That yeah. I would not see that coming if you did do that, Colin. Better is a tough contest when it's such a subjective contest. That's missing part of the conversation there. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Wolfgang says yes, Colin, please do it. It would be epic to see an all Breguet collection. Justin says, could you imagine Jeff McMahon getting an Alcantara? Talk about game over.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I had him on the podcast when he was he was about to flip the Tudor Black Bay that he had, and yeah, he couldn't. I don't know. We talked about it freely. He just doesn't think he can own a luxury watch. He'd be trying to justify the price, and he'd be afraid to scratch it, and
yeah,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did try with the Tudor Black Bay steel. Was that the one that he had? Yeah. And he's been in the collection for quite a while, like way longer than I have been. Like he's been into watches for way longer.
His channel's been going on for at least, I think, 5+ years.
Yeah.
Like,
he's been in for 15, I think.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah.
Like I was talking to you guys about, it's just cool to see him get this many subscribers. He, he doesn't have fancy cameras or fancy graphics on his videos. You literally see him get up, turn on a camera, talk, turn it off. It's just all good. Man, I'm blanking tonight.
He's just relatable. He's very relatable, and we all go through that sort of manic kind of thought process with our watches. I certainly do, and that's one of the reasons I'm drawn to his stuff. Even if the watches don't always focus, I still like it.
Yeah.
It's cool to see someone, get subscribers on YouTube with just quality content. not all the bells and whistles that everyone else has to have. Which all that stuff's
Yeah.
good. I love macro videos and all that stuff too, but it's just cool to see.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey, whoa, no fluffy.
Yeah.
fluffy
No
videos
fluff.
here.
That was good. Oh gosh.
Santa says 5K on a Seiko. Hey,
He just put
Reinhardt's
out a
here.
good video
my
of
my 043 brother.
yeah.
Yes. Reinhardt's here. Good to see you, sir. Torrin says Jeff can find true happiness if he figures out the autofocus on his camera for videos. Man, you really have to try to get your phone to not autofocus, unless it's something broken. But it's impressive that he's usually out of focus. Oh, I think I know how you can do that. Actually, it just came to me. If you set the phone on a timer, I think it fixed focuses. I don't know if that's just for photos or videos, but if you set a timer on the phone to capture something, it will fix its focus. And so if you move back from that focal point, it's going to be out of focus. So maybe that's what he does. I don't know. I don't know if that applies for videos. But let's move on, guys. Let's talk about Max's video here. I know you didn't pick this one, Clayton, but do you want to lead off on this one?
Yeah, so he ended up, and I guess I missed how he ended up with a fake Panerai, but instead of making a video about like Adrian did with the Submariner shooting it, or cutting it in half or whatever, he decided to do a cool project with it, which I think is really kind of fun. He ended up making a coffee table out of he took the watch apart, spread it out very neatly, very nicely with some epoxy, and made like a fun craft project out of it. And it's a really cool art piece. I think it's kind of neat. I have some watches. I was thinking about trying something like that with.
Yeah.
I got some of my grandpa and grandma's old watches that a couple of mechanical hand winds, and yeah, I don't think I'll fix them. I'd rather do something like that. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought this is really fun, and it was really cool that he did it himself. He took the watch part himself rather than getting someone else to do it. He bought the table from Amazon, so it was a kit, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, he took the watch apart himself. He laid it out really cool in a really nice way, and it. I guess it would have been cooler if he went all the way to the top. I don't think he did that because there was like a tray still, I think, around it.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if he filled it all the way to the top, and maybe did a deeper layer of epoxy in the first run so that the parts are closer to the top. And man, that would have been really cool.
Yeah, that would have been really cool if they were like in the middle. It was sort of 3D or something. That would have been really neat.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, it was still for first attempt. I mean, this was really cool. It was a fun way to take care of a fake Panerai. It looked like a really good quality fake, though.
Scary good.
Yeah, that rotor was pretty. So yeah, it would have fooled me. Not that I know anything about Panerai, but yeah, I don't know the story behind the fake Panerai. I know the story behind him losing his Tudor. Was it Snowflake? Tudor Snowflake. Like FedEx lost his Tudor, so he's had a bit of bad luck. In the watch collecting hobby, but I had heard he got a fake Panerai. I just haven't gone back enough to see what happened. So maybe that's something to do after. But yeah, interesting project. Made me want to do something like it, but go like full into it, like a wooden desk. You know how they put they cut apart a desk, and they put resin in the middle to connect the desk pieces.
Mm-hmm.
On the top of the desk, it's like a gap, but it's all resin. And I was thinking you could do that and have watch pieces in there, like a whole bunch of them. That would be so cool. I mean, just be writing something and then look over and try to see the watch components. Oh man, and my mind was going wild when I saw it. So a really cool idea.
Yeah, very cool.
Your thoughts, Keith?
Well, there's a couple people we know that have said they're turned off from Oris because the fakes of the Aquas are so good, or at least the Oris Aquas, because there's such good fakes out there.
Right.
It's easily faked. And I always thought that was a weird stance to take because so many watches are faked, Omegas, Rolexes. But for some reason, I'm just as guilty because I'm turned off of Panerai for multiple reasons, but one is because they are easily faked. Like,
Right.
is that something that you take into consideration when you're looking at watch brands or watches?
Not generally. I haven't bought a lot of pre-owned watches, and if I would, I'd always buy it from a reputable dealer.
But
So,
would that turn you off to a brand at all? Like the fact
oh
that
no,
Panerais are so easily faked?
no, not a brand.
Mhm.
Maybe a specific watch model. Like I'm attracted to a few Panerais, but I would not buy them without authentication, basically. So I wouldn't just throw it away and say I'm never going to own that because it's easily faked. I would just be very cautious.
Yeah.
Kind of like buying a sub, I would say. It's there's a lot of fakes out there, easy to be fooled, and just be very cautious. So yeah, I would buy an Aquas. How about you, Clayton? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I know people who post up maybe like more vintage Oris models, and they're either Franken watches or they're fakes. A lot of people are like, look at this, and everybody's like Franken Oris or whatever. So yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, you just have to do your due diligence. I think there's probably they fake F91Ws for Pete's sake, so they fake everything. So I mean, just buy smart, buy from reputable sources, like Sanjay said, and no, that doesn't scare me off. Just no, buy the seller, as they say.
Yeah, because if it does come out as a fake watch later on, if it's a reputable seller, they are obligated to give you your money back. So,
Yeah.
no matter how far down the line that might be.
Right.
Zen Master, good to see you, sir. He's saying, yeah, he's had some really hard luck. Colin was saying he's definitely going to make one of those for sure. I need to do one of those too.
I'd be afraid
that's
I'd
fun.
mess that up.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
I mean, if
I'm
you
not
do it with like
handy.
an H35, it's worth a shot, right?
Yeah. It looks
not
great,
expensive.
so if you could do it.
Yeah,
He was so organized with the way he laid everything out. Like,
Yeah.
really looks nice.
yeah. It was like one of those watchmaker videos where they lay it out in like not an exploded view, but kind of in order of putting back together, I guess. It was really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I need to wind my coffee table. Yeah. I don't think he called it a coffee table. I think he called it an accent table. What I want is a coffee table, like a full-on either a coffee table or a working desk where you could have like parts of it fully resin and watch parts in it. That would be expensive to do, but it would be a fun project.
I have a puzzle that I got last year of all the watches in that book, A Man and His Watch. I need to do that before I do any sort of crafts. I need to build a puzzle.
William Burdine, good to see you. He says, I like watches, but I don't need a watch desk. It sounds like something your wife gives you when she kicks you out of the house and asks for a divorce.
Why is that?
Yeah, it's kind of your hobby, so I guess that's what would happen. My wife is not into watches. God forbid that ever happens. I don't intend for that to happen. Jay says a fake Oris is probably on par with this SW ETA one. You mean in quality? I don't know. Danny's going to make a John Mayer cocktail table and ship it to Wolfgang. Yeah. That's good. Tennessee Mike saying trusted used watch sources is key. Absolutely. Okay, just gonna jump down again, guys, and we will check out our last video for tonight. Save the best for last. Mr. You're terrific. Evan, he got a new watch. Should be a pretty quick chat about this thing. It's a Louis Erard regulator, but the more recent one. He had it's got like this de Bethune kind of lugs going on, like skeletonized lugs, and it's a regulator, and it's got Alain Silberstein. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but his signature art style, or with the primary colors. It's super quirky, and I can't think of a more suitable watch for Evan. Just based on what he usually says, relax. This is supposed to be fun, and have fun with your watches. Buy what you like, and just have a blast. It's a hobby. It should be fun. And when he said he put his money where his mouth is, and he got this really, really funky watch, and it's so cool. And I kind of put this off. Like, I forgot about this, and like this coming back up, it makes me really, really want one. I love regulators, and I love like the whole primary colors and shape thing going on, and it's just it's so nice, and it really suits him well. It was a bit of a review. It was more of a reveal than a review. But what were you guys' thoughts on it, Keith?
I think I appreciate it. I don't know if it's something I've realized over time that my watch taste is incredibly boring, and I wish it wasn't.
Yeah.
I just gravitate towards the same kind of sporty, maybe slightly dressy, sporty, like go anywhere, do anything kind of watch. And it's just, I was actually watching this, my wife is sitting next to me, and I pointed out to her, because she's more into different colors and stuff. I'm like, oh, that looks like a watch that you would appreciate. And she's like, oh yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate it. Just, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's cool that, I mean, you could spot one of those watches from across the room, across the house. It's a so
Across
unique
town.
looking. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, look at those lugs. So it's like a titanium watch, grade 5 titanium polished lugs here, and grade 2 titanium on the case, the main case, and even the side profile is so cool. It's like this hockey puck like thing. Oh man, I love this thing. What were your thoughts, Clayton?
Yeah, similar to Keith, I appreciate it. I don't know if I would but I think it's super fun, and it definitely suits him. I love titanium watches, so that's I don't know if I could rock something like that quirky and interesting. I probably could. I'd be open to it for sure.
Yeah.
But the one thing that would turn me off, not the quirky design, actually that crown. I did
Oh,
not
really?
like
Oh, yeah.
the slippery winding. There's no knurling on it. You can't really get a grip. Yeah, that I don't know. That would be my only issue with it. The quirkiness is fine. I think it's neat.
Yeah, I think this one was like the sweet spot for me, because the previous one was a white dial, if I'm not mistaken, and that one was a bit too much for me. But when they went with the black dial here, I think it's a really nice contrast with all these colors. Um, I don't know if I'm being accurate there. Maybe they had a black dial version before too, but this one I think is the sweet spot. And it's so limited. It was really short run.
Yeah, he kind of got it by accident, a happy accident, right? It was the prize dealer in the States of Louis Erard just happened to come across one, or they forgot they had one or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they they got one in. I think the only AD he said in the US
Yeah.
happened to get one in, and they called him, so he got it the next day, which is cool. Happy story. Good ending to a great story.
What do you think of the back of the case where the movement's much smaller than the case? That kind of bugs me. I wish the movement was bigger.
Yeah,
Um,
it makes sense. I mean, considering what the movement is, I think it's SW266.
Hmm.
Yeah, 266-1. So I'm trying to find a case back here. Yeah, that would bug me. I'm kind of used to it. I would prefer not having to see that, like have a nice engraving.
right.
Um, yeah, just kind of a cost-cutting look to me. Ideally, all the movements would fill the case back, but it's just not feasible really
Yeah.
at that price. I think.
Cover it up.
Sorry. Oh
I just
yeah,
said
cover it up.
cover it up.
Yeah, yeah. Have a nice engraving, like something that's worth looking at. Someone who's
Hmm.
buying this is not generally a newbie, I don't think.
Right.
So that person would have other watches, um, and because of that, you really don't have to see this one. That's just my opinion, but um, I know. Amin likes seeing the movement. Amin from Amin Reviews. He likes seeing the movement, even if it is kind of a poorly finished movement. He likes to see it there. I can kind of understand why, because if something goes wrong, you can kind of get a glimpse or glance at what might have gone wrong.
Hmm.
Um, without having to take the case back off. So that's kind of useful. But other than that,
If it's going to eliminate a little bit of thickness, I'm happy not see-through case back most of the time.
yeah,
I'd rather have a little bit thinner wearing experience. There's one quirky watch Evan did that I still think about a lot. It's those darn Rado ceramic true squares.
yeah,
The blue one has a really neat engraving or just graphic on the back. Like something like that would be well suited on this Louis Erard. I think that'd
yeah.
be cool. Something that I still think about that blue watch. It's not legible at all, and it's so quirky. That's a weird one I would definitely consider.
That's the one with the lines, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
The
I
yellow one is legible, but not as fun, and it doesn't have the full ceramic.
yeah. I don't know, man. I couldn't do that one.
It's funny to take a flyer on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, what time is it? I don't know. It's good.
And if you sell it, you're probably going to not do so hot. So
Yeah. Well, you could, there's a guy on YouTube who says that you could take advantage of the misery of
of others and buy
others.
pre-owned.
uh,
Oh, geez.
let's see here. In the chat, Zen Master said it's a cool watch. Would have been even better with a solid case back. So agreeing with us there. And Justin saying, and the show with some old school man crush. Yeah. Finally, your terrific time. Yeah. Beloved guest at the show who's not really been on the show, but you'd almost think that he has been here. Colin says Cho crown is cool. I wonder if he means Cho thinks the crown is cool. Our friend Cho Joe Cho he has this watch, or the white version. Dan says he loves this watch. It is really cool. I'm not sure if this is a joke. Who's Shel Silverstein?
He wrote children's author, Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Oh, okay. Okay. I could
This
see
book's
that.
right here.
Neff also saying,
Sylvia Stout. Never mind.
right. Neff saying he'd rather have a solid case back too rather than any Salida. William is agreeing there. Prefer a solid case back on anything but a manual. There you go. Oh, that would have been so cool. Smiley face sticker on the back. Not even a sticker, like a smiley face engraving. That would have been really cool. On point, on theme there. Oh, Neff apparently has been eyeballing that Rado. Cool.
Yeah, I look at it a lot. I like I like the blue one, but I like them both really.
Yeah. Wolfgang says, Clayton, show us the Santos again, please.
Oh,
Let's go solo for that.
sorry.
Yeah. So cool.
It's pretty. It is scratched up. I like it. I like it that way. I think it looks neat. So
Yeah.
it's such a substantial. And it's curved here, so it just wears so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I love how it wears.
What is the thickness on that? It's not that thick, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I didn't even measure. I think it's like 10 or 11. It's not
Yeah.
too bad. Yeah. And then I don't know if I'm sure you guys know, but the way you adjust the strap is odd. You tuck it through, so it was like already perfect for me, but I think it'd be a little bit of a bear to you undo this and then tuck it through, fold it.
Yeah.
So
That effectively ruins the strap, though. So for someone who has maybe a larger wrist than you, if they
yeah,
try to take it out and you kind of crimp the strap
it's a very
beyond.
odd system.
Yeah.
We
I
didn't
think
have to touch it. It fit me. It just fit me perfectly. Didn't even have to adjust it at all.
Really?
So, yep.
Wow. It kind of effectively increases sales on straps, I guess, for Cartier.
Yeah.
So
So I have to look into getting another strap for this.
yeah.
Like to have one backup.
James says the problem I have with fun watches is that they lose their shine within a month, and I had to sell them for way less than I paid. Ah, you're the guy. You're the guy we take advantage of.
Yeah, your misery.
Your Neff says he asked Evan once if he wanted to join the community and said he was too busy with work. I believe it. I don't know if you're serious being serious there, Neff, but I believe it. He must be a busy guy, especially churning out those videos one a week. The quality that he churns them out at, and he has a full-time job. Man, I don't know. I haven't even approached him. I haven't even spoken to him on Instagram. I'm really bad at networking and stuff like that, like reaching out to people. Like I still need to reach out to Watch Chris because he wants to come on, and I've been meaning to call, like message him and say, hey, would you like to join us at some point? But I keep like those days are just blowing by recently, and yeah, the weekend hits me before I know it. But it would be cool to have Evan on here at some point. Hey, Penny's here. Good to see you, Penny. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Penny.
All right, guys. So I think we're just about ready to call it quits for the day. Colin saying Deluxe is making quick connect straps for the Santos now. Oh, really?
This is an older model. So I don't know. I have to look into that, but I will look.
Yeah.
Thank you.
James Wilson is saying pull a Sanja and tell the guy you're selling to them that you love them. Yeah. Come on, guys. I love you guys. All right, guys. So it was a good chat tonight. Thanks for joining me, Keith and Clayton. I know it was really short notice, so I do appreciate you being here with me. Do you guys have anything to plug, Keith?
You know, I don't know if this is a plug per se, but the Mad Watch Collector.
Yeah.
I found out that he releases music under the name Martha's Man, and so I've been enjoying a lot of his music's really good. So I've been enjoying that. It's on Spotify.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, Sam from Sands of Time put out the video of that. What's the reference of that Seiko that you guys both have, Clayton?
Oh, the SLA 043.
Oh yeah, that's really good. And like I said before, Tennessee Mike's putting out videos again. Check out those channels. Nothing for me. Leave me alone.
How about you, Clayton?
So we recorded a podcast on New Year's Day, right? About the Oris Aquis. A lot of issues with it. I was finally able to recover the audio, and it just, I don't know. I don't think it's going to turn out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of background noise coming through, and it's just I don't know. I don't feel comfortable releasing it. So I don't know. Maybe we can all get together and re-record that again at some point.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, but other than that, I'm hoping I'm on vacation this week, so hoping to knock out something.
Yeah, sounds good. Everyone, check out the Watchdog podcast. There should be a link in the description. I'm getting better at doing those. So, yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us this evening. Remember, guys, you are precious and infinitely valuable. I feel like I haven't said that in a while. So, every one of you guys are I really appreciate you all. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and have a great week. To stay safe out there. Good night, everyone.
Yep. Stay